For millions of devotees, the Ram Mandir Pran Pratishtha marked the end of a centuries-old wait. With folded hands, devotees offered not just prayers, but also their offerings to God. They donated with faith and they gave their offerings with a lot of trust. And now that trust stands under a cloud. An alleged donation embezzlement probe has triggered an SIT investigation and FIR of 8 people so far. There are resignations of 2 senior members of the Sri Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Kshetra as well, including the General Secretary Champat Rai and Trustee Anil Mishra. Well, there are no direct allegations against the 2 personally. Sources said that they chose to resign on moral grounds to avoid any perception of influencing the investigation. We have breaking updates now coming in of another FIR that is expected in the Ayodhya case. An FIR will be lodged with regard to the temple embezzlement case. Some senior leadership can also be named in the FIR. This comes amid criticism that the current FIR lets go of the big fish. Now, as per sources, this FIR is expected this evening in the case. Multiple questions had been asked on why senior leaders of the same have not been mentioned, why the senior members of the trust have not been mentioned in the FIR. So while these questions are being raised, a fresh FIR is expected. Remember, there has been a lot of politics over the same as well. The opposition also raised these questions, going on to say that while the ground workers were named in the FIR, the senior members were not named. My colleague Adib is getting us the details. And Adib, this was the question that many asked, whether the big fish had been let off. Now we are told there could be a second FIR as well. What are the details?
Well, Pratibha, see, what we are learning as per the sources is that a second FIR can be lodged by this evening because there were questions being raised about the senior leadership of the trust also. But what we are learning right now is that the FIR can be lodged again in this particular case at the Ram Janmabhoomi police station. In the next couple of hours, we can get the confirmation of the FIR also. But as of now, what you are learning from sources is that the second FIR will be lodged in this particular case with the embezzlement that has taken place in Ram Mandir. Remember, the 8 accused, they were sent to jail by the court for 3 days. They will again be produced in the court, and in that meantime, now a second FIR is what we are learning from sources, is that the second FIR can be lodged and some senior members can be named in this FIR. And apart from that, there are several other people who were responsible for the embezzlement. For example, the bank employees who have now come under the radar of the investigation, they can also be named in this particular FIR.
Okay, all right. Adib, stay with us. So, a second FIR is likely to be filed. In fact, we have details of what the special investigation team has said as well in a report that has been submitted. Let's get you details of what this 20-page report actually says. And it points at an organized network operating over the past 2 to 3 years. That's right. This is an operation that was continuing for the past 2 to 3 years, and all in a form of organized crime. This is what the SIT report has said. In fact, it cites dozens of alleged incidents that were captured on CCTV, much of it seen on CCTV, some of the blind spots being covered up. It has, of course, also named 8 accused in the case. Let's get you the details of what it actually says. It points to the suspected involvement of even bank officials, describing the case as an organized crime. That is what it goes on to say. In fact, it also details how it all went about. So in this 20 pages, the SIT report, and this is the preliminary report, it actually goes on to mention how this crime was committed, how the theft was actually committed. So there are CCTVs that are present, yes, but the blind spots were identified. So the employees blocked the CCTV view. In fact, one of them is also said to have removed the 500 rupee notes, and these notes were then concealed in the clothing that they were wearing. All of this mentioned in the SIT report and how this was carried out for months together. And these hidden cameras actually expose the entire act. This is what has been mentioned in the SIT report. Apart from that, there were extra notes as well that had been inserted into bundles. So the bank counted the bundles, not every single note. So they looked at the bundles, they expected it to be a certain amount, and they counted it that way, just the bundles, not each and every note. So the extra notes that were removed were before the deposit. And then the vouchers were matched, the cash was siphoned off, all of it being mentioned in the SIT report. Now, since this is the issue of the astha of people, of the faith of people, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has also assured the devotees that his government would ensure that the truth is out.
एक पक्ष कहता था राम हुए ही नहीं, यानी अयोध्या को भी ये नकारना चाहते थे। लगातार न्यायालय में मुकदमा लड़ते रहे, वकीलों की फौज खड़ी करते रहे, राम जन्मभूमि आंदोलन के खिलाफ, राम मंदिर निर्माण के खिलाफ। और दूसरा पक्ष वह है जो जय श्री राम पर लाठी और गोली चलाते थे। आज वे कहते हैं कि आस्था के साथ खिलवाड़ हुआ। अरे आस्था तुम बताओगे हमें आस्था? कांग्रेस ने देश को लूटा ही नहीं था, नोचा था। बेईमानी और भ्रष्टाचार के कीर्तिमान स्थापित किए थे। वे आज अयोध्या पे आक्षेप लगा रहे हैं। बहनों और भाइयों, ये स्वीकार्य नहीं। सरकार की जो मंशा है, सरकार ने पहले दिन कहा कि दूध का